Hey, it's Erin. We're back with another video on the Road to the Olympia series, and what is a journey without some setbacks, eh? So I was trying to figure out how to start this video, how to go through it, hence the flexing beefcake stuff. I like to deflect a lot of times with humor. It tends to make things easier. I'm not doing the Sacramento Pro this weekend, and there are a couple of reasons for it. The main reason is I switched doctors and I get just blood work done every 3 to 6 months, and this is just standard to make sure that everything is within normal limits. And my new doctor suggested that I get a progesterone cream, and I've never done that before, and I tried it for a few weeks and I ended up putting on 6 pounds. And I guess apparently you're not supposed to come off of it cold turkey, but I did. And so my weight, it will fluctuate 3 to 5 pounds from day to day. So yesterday I was 133 pounds. This morning I was 131 pounds. So it is all over the place, and it has really nothing to do with what I'm eating or how I'm training or any of that, because everything is very, very consistent. So Kim, my coach, and I decided to not do the show. Sacramento was meant to be a warm-up show and get some stage time, get some feedback. It was not something that I necessarily needed to do. And if I'm not at 100%, the last thing I want to do is step on stage and have that be the last thing the judges remember before Olympia. So again, just disappointed because I committed to it, and I just don't like committing to something and then not doing it. But also relieved because my body is just not responding right now. It will be fine in a couple of weeks, I'm sure. So as far as macros go, my calories are down from 1860 last week to 1660 this week. And the main change is a 50-gram drop in carbohydrates. So I went from 220 carbs last week to 170 grams of carbs this week. Now, 150 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat, all of that remains the same. And as far as training goes, taking it easy this week and going back to hitting it hard next week. So this week's training video or voiceover is going to be mobility drills, which are so important, and I'll do 2 to 3 times per week. And I thought I would take y'all through that, and maybe next time we'll go through some meal prep or some training, but let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see. Of course, Olympia is still in the plans, and I am going to be ready for it. So I'm going to be more than ready for it, and very, very excited. So without further ado, let's go get stretchy, work on that mobility, and yeah, just get the blood pumping a little bit and go from there. Our first exercise is excellent for strengthening those QL muscles. Those are those little muscles that you'll find in your lower back, and these are key in bikini posing and great for improving that mobility also. So 3 sets of 10 reps on either side, and I alternate from left to right, and basically the goal is to bring each glute kind of up to your rib cage. Of course you can't do it, but that is the feeling. So you're going to tighten the QL from one side to the other, and you will find that this is great for strengthening that lower back and for improving that lower back curvature that's so great for bikini. So I'm going to take about 30 to 45 seconds in between each set. Next, moving on to cat-cow. This is kind of a move adopted from yoga. And if you think about it, so with bikini, with that back pose and with that front pose, you do want that arch in the lower back. And in order to really get that, you want to think about not only working on arching the lower back, but rounding too. That's going to improve mobility greatly. So on this, I do 2 to 3 rounds, and I'm going to go 5 to 8 reps on each position. So I'm going to hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, kind of depends on how I feel, but the idea is to just go back and forth. And I will feel it a lot in my lower back from arching, and rounding really helps a lot. Moving on, we're working on thoracic mobility here, and you're going to get into quadruped stance, so on hands and knees. You're going to start with one side and place your hand next to your ear. Elbow reaches the floor, and you're going to rotate that elbow all the way up to the ceiling. So I'm going to repeat on both sides, and typically I will alternate from right to left and give it just 30 to 45 seconds and do 2 to 3 rounds. And with these, you don't typically need that many, so you're looking at maybe 5 to 10 on either side, depending on how you feel. But this is excellent for increasing or improving that thoracic mobility, which is so great for that front pose and just for movement in general. So I'm going to just keep going from right to left. And the great thing about these exercises is that you can do them anywhere. So I try to do these 2 to 3 times per week or more, depending on how I feel. If I'm posing a lot, then I'll do that cat-cow quite a bit. Next, just working on vacuums. So for this, I'm going to do 5 to 7 rounds, and I'm just going to hold it for as long as I can. And I really do like this kneeling position. And here you can put your hands over your head if you would like, or you can do it this way so you can kind of brace against your legs and really get that good pull on the vacuum. And for the vacuum, you want to think about blowing all of your air out, rounding that lower back, and then think about pulling your belly button to your rib cage and just hold it. Now you can take shallow breaths if you'd like to hold it for longer than 10 to 20 seconds, but typically I find that 10 to 20 is great. Next, moving on to a seated twist. This is really great for loosening up those glutes, also for that thoracic mobility. So this is just an isometric exercise, so I am holding or static stretch. So you're going to get into position, you're going to hold, and as you get into that stretch, feel free to just push it a little bit further and further each time. It should be nice and warm from the other exercises, and this is a really great way to not only loosen up those glutes, but to increase mobility. So I'm just going to go from side to side, holding each side from 10 to 20 seconds. Again, kind of depends on how I feel and how that mobility is feeling. So you're just going to go back and forth. And you want to get that elbow to the opposite knee and use that knee to further stretch yourself. So you're kind of twisting up like a pretzel and using your own. When it comes to competing and health, to me, health is always going to be more important. The stage will always be there. And if I'm not at 100%, especially going into a show, then I will not look my best on stage. And it's going to take me another few weeks to recover from that. So had I done the Sacramento show, it would have taken me probably a couple of weeks to get back to 100%. And then I would be down to the wire for Olympia. So whether you're amateur or pro, it's really important that you put your health first. And I think that's part of the reason why I've had such longevity in the sport. I've been going since 2008. That and the fact I'm lifetime natural, that I think goes a long way. And staying lean year round, really, really important, especially as we get older, to not go too far, not stray too far from that stage weight. Makes it a lot easier to prep and makes the off season a lot more comfortable, especially in the bikini division. Now, as you get towards figure, physique, yeah, I understand that in order to put on that kind of muscle, the off season has to be a little bit more calorie rich. So if there's something specific that y'all would like to see, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, take care of yourself, be smart, train hard, and I will see you next week. Thank you for watching, and I love you guys. Mwah. Take care.